A 6.5x pair of binoculars has an objective focal length of 26 cm. So, if the binoculars are focused on an object 4.0 meters away, what is the magnification? The 6.5x refers to objects at infinity 33.7 that holds only for objects at infinity and not for nearby ones. So, ang given natin is F as the focal length, which is 26 cm, and the DO is the object distance, which is 4 meters. So, ang formula na gagamitin natin para makuha yung DI is equals to 1 over DI is equals to 1 over F minus 1 over DO is equals to 1 over 0.26 minus 1 over 4.0 is equals to 3.846 minus 0.25 is equals to 3.596. So, yung DI natin is equals to 1 over 3.596 is equals to 0.278 meters. Sa M naman, ang formula na gagamitin natin is negative DI over DO is equals to negative 0.278 over 4.0 is equals to 0.0695. So, ang M total natin is 6.5x. 6.5 times 0.0695 is equals to 0.45. So, the yellow sodium D lines have wavelength of 589.0 and 589.6 in M. When they are used to illuminate a Michelson interferometer, it is noted that the interference fringes disappear and reappear periodically as the mirror of M1 is moved. So, why does it happen and how far must the mirror move between one disappearance and the next? So, to find how far the mirror must move between one disappearance and the next is we need to find the path difference that causes the fringes to disappear. So, let's denote the wavelength as lambda 1 is 589.0 nm and lambda 2 is 589.6 nm. So, ang formula na gagamitin natin is delta of x is equals to lambda 1 and lambda 2 over 2 times lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So, delta of x is equals to 589.0 times 589.6 over 2 times 589.6 minus 589.0 is equals to 347,274.4 over 2 times 0.6 nm. So, 347,274.4 over 1.2 nm is equals to 289.711.2 nm. So, ang final answer natin is 0.90 mm.
So, first problem natin, chapter 9. A single generator has a square armature 6.0 meter on side. The armature has 85 turns of 0.65 mm diameter copper wire and rotates in a 0.65 T magnetic field. The generator is used to power a light bulb rate at 12 V and 25.0 of work. At what rate should the generator rotate to provide the 12.0 voltage to bulb? Consider the resistance of the wire of the armature. So, ang tinatanong dito is, what should the generator rotate to provide 12.0 voltage to the bulb? So, step 1 ko is, nilagay ko muna siya para hindi ako malito, armature side, and kinonvert ko na rin pala sila, which is, ito, 0.6.0 cm, ang conversion niya is 0.06. Tapos yung turn naman natin is 85, wire diameter is 0.65, and conversion is 0.00065 meters. Magnetic field is, saan na yun? Ito, 0.65 T. Ang power natin is, saan yung power? 25.0 watt. Voltage delivered is 12.0. So, kailangan natin i-calculate sa step 2 yung wire length. So, una natin gagawin is hanapin yung wire length. So, para mahanap yung wire length, kailangan natin yung turns natin. So, ang turns natin is 85 each lobe in a square. So, merong 85 turns and each lobe in a square. So, each side of the square is so yung square kasi ng yung dito sa generator So each square is meron siyang ito 0.6 meter. Ito yun eh. Saan ba yun? Ito, yung armature side natin. Is square yan eh. 0.06 yung bawat side pala ng armature. Ayun, armature side. 0.06 yung kada side, which is ito na. Tapos dahil square yun, ito times 4 natin siya. Kasi ang each side is 0.06 meters eh. Square yun, so ito times 4 natin siya kasi each apat square pala kasi. So times 4 equals 0.24. So ngayon, tsaka natin siya times dun sa turns natin, which is 85 turns times 0.24. Yan. So equals 20.4 meters. So step 3, sa step 3 naman natin is kailangan natin i-calculate yung cross-sectional area. So cross-sectional area. So saan na yun? Unang-una, yung radian meter natin is i-divide lang natin siya sa 2, which is ito, radian meter divided by 2 lang, equals 0.000325 meters. Next lang gagawin natin is i-squared lang natin siya. I-squared lang. So i-squared lang natin siya. Ang answer is 3.32 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters squared. Narangan ko pa. So step 4, sa step 4 naman, kailangan natin i-calculate yung resistance of the wire. So ang gagamitin natin formula dyan is yung R equals P, or yung P natin is yung kung tawagin na resistivity of the copper. Tapos L over A, which is nilista ko na rin yan para hindi nakakalito. So yung resistivity of copper natin is 1.68 times 10 raised to negative 8 ohms meters. So ayan is constant na to, given na to sa resistivity of copper. And yung L natin, which is syempre yung length of the wire, L 20.4 m. And yung A natin which is yung cross-sectional area, natin na nakuha kanina, which is wala palang box ka pala. So ayan, yung nakuha natin kaninang A. So ilalagay natin siya kasi may pamilya tayo. Ilalagay lang natin is yung P muna, ito, tapos yung L, and sa baba yung A. So ang makuha natin sagot dyan is 1.03 ohms. So step 5 na tayo. So parang ohms lang, alam na natin yan, para makuha yung current. Power over voltage, which is ang power natin is 25.0. Ayan power 25.0. And yung voltage natin na 12.0 voltage equals 2.08 amperes. So step 6, i-calculate naman natin dito is yung find the total EMF of the generator must produce. So hanapin natin dito yung extra voltage or yung voltage drop. So ang formula natin dyan is current times R, which is yung current natin nakakuha lang 2.08 times R natin, which is yung kanina din nakuha natin 1.03 ohms. So equals to 2.14 voltage drop or extra voltage. So para makuha natin ang total voltage natin, syempre pinagpas lang natin yung voltage natin na sa voltage natin, voltage, ayun, 12.0 plus yung voltage drop na 12.14. Sa step 7 naman, kailangan natin isolve ang angular velocity. So ito ang gagawin natin formula, E over N BA. Anong basketball lang So nilagay na natin yan. Yung N natin is 85, which is yung turns. Yung B natin is yung magnetic field, which is 0.65T. Yung A naman natin is 3.6 times 10 raised to negative 3 m squared. Tapos yung E natin na 14.14 voltage. So ipipaste natin sila dito lahat. So yung E, yung NBA equals 71.28 rads per seconds. Step 8, convert angular velocity to RPM. So ito na, kunin natin yung RPM na. So yung RPM talaga hinahanap natin. So para makuha ang RPM, gamitin natin dyan is yung work times 60. Ang W, which is yung rad natin kanina nakuha, which is yung rad natin is 71.28 rad per seconds. So ayun na, times 60 lang, ito yung formula, and over 2 pi. So ito na, ilagay na lang natin, times 60 over 2 pi equals, ang nakuha nating RPM is 681 RPM. So So, dahil ito nakuha natin, the generator must rotate at 681 RPM to provide 12.0 voltage to the bulb considering the resistance of the wire. This is generator 30. So, how much resistance must be added to a pure LC circuits? So, L equals to 350 mH, C equals to 1600 PM to change the oscillator's frequency by 0.25%. Will it be increase or decrease? Step 1 natin, sulat muna natin yung formula of natural frequency. So, ito yung formula. Then, isulat ulit natin yung mga given. So, yung L natin, 350 mH and kinonvert ko na siya, which is ang conversion niya is 0.50 H. And yung C, 1600 PF. So, pag kinonvert mo na siya, conversion niya is 1600 times 10 raised to negative 12 F. Okay, so step na tayo, the right formula for damp frequency. Okay, ito na yung sa damp frequency naman to. Damp frequency na to. So ngayon, ang gagawin natin dyan is kinonvert muna natin yung percent, then kailangan natin siyang i-minus 1 minus conversion ng 0.20% para makuha yung F natin. So minus lang natin, ito na yung total natin. F equals to 0.9975. Yan, yung F natin. Ngayon, ang ginawa natin is sinubstitute lang natin sa sunod. So, ginagawa natin ito, wala na itong F. Ito na, pinalitan na ito. Sunod na muna ulit. Then, step 3, kinancel ko na yung FO. Kinancel ko na, wala na yung FO dyan. Kinancel ko na yan para ma-squared na natin siya. So, ngayon, next step is i-squared lang natin siya. Squared. Ngayon, ang sagot is ito, 0.99050625. So, yun yung pinasagot. Squared na. Ito. So, ito na yan. Ito na. And rearrange lang. Once. Ito na. Para, next step natin is minus na ulit natin siya. 1 minus dito. Ito na ang answer. 0.00499,375. So, next step natin is yung total natin. Ito na kasi ito yung answer. Squared naman natin siya ngayon. I-squared lang natin to. Squared. So, ang nakuha nating answer after yung squared, yung pinaka-final total dito is, ayun na, ang ingay. Next is, ayun na, i-square na natin. So, ang R over 2L natin is equals na siya sa 0.0706 kasi ito na yung squared. So, ngayon, dahon na tayo dito. Step 4 naman, step 4 pala, hindi ko nalagay. Step 4 na dito. Hanapin natin ngayon yung R. So, para makuha natin ngayon yung R, kailangan natin siya i-multiply by 2L. Yung nakuha natin kanina. So, itong formula natin dyan para makuha yung R. Yung 2L, times lang natin siya dito sa nakuha natin kanina. R over 2L. So, yan. R ay 2L times 0.0706. So, ilagay na natin. So, 2 times yung L, which is ano yung L natin? 0.350. So, ayun na yan. 0.350. Times nakuha natin kanina, which is 0.0706 equals 0.0494 add. Kasi tanong kanina, di ba? Ayan, how much resistance must be add? So, kailangan natin ng 0.0494 ohms to pure LC circuits to change the oscillator frequency by 0.25%. Ayan yung kailangan natin. So, nahanap na natin siya. And may tanong pa dito, which will it be increase or decrease? So, since adding resistance causes the frequency to drop, the frequency is decrease. So, decrease siya.
Chapter 21 DC Circuit. A 2.5 kilo-ohm and a 3.7 kilo-ohm resistors are connected in parallel. This combination is connected in series with that 1.4 kilo-ohm resistor. If each resistor is rated at 1.0 watts maximum without overheating, what is the maximum voltage that can be applied across the whole network? So as you can see on the given, meron tayong tatlong resistor, which is 2.5 kilo-ohm, 3.7 kilo-ohms, and 1.4 kilo-ohms. Isusulat natin sila as R1, R2, and R3. With R1 being the 2.5 kilo-ohms, R2 is 3.7 kilo-ohms, and R3 is 1.4 kilo-ohms. Since lahat sila is nasa kilo-ohms, naka-convert sila into thousands. 2.5 being 2,500, 3.7 as 3,700, and 1.4 as 1,400. Base nga sa nakalagay sa given, yung R1 and R2 natin are connected in parallel. So, para makuha natin siya, gagamitin natin yung parallel formula, which is R2 plus R1 over R1 times R2 is equal to 3.7 kilo ohm plus 2.5 kilo ohm over 2.5 kilo ohms times 3.7 kilo ohms is equals to 6,200 over 9,250,000. Pag dinivide sila together, ang makukuha natin as our total is 1,492 ohms. After natin makuha yung resistors na connected in parallel, yung next naman is yung i-combine natin siya together with series. Since yung R1 and R2 natin is 1,492 ohms, i-add lang natin yung R3 which is 1,400 ohms para makonect siya in series. And together, kapag inad sila, 1,492 ohms plus 1,400 ohms is equals to 2,892 ohms. Again, ang kailangan natin kunin is yung voltage by using the Ohm's law, which is V over I times R. Titignan lang natin kung ano yung meron tayo, which is sa ngayon, yung R lang or yung resistor yung meron tayo. Yung V ang hinahanap natin at yung I is wala pa tayo. So, para makuha yung V, yung I muna yung hahanapin natin, which is yung current. And para mahanap yung I, gagamitin natin yung isang formula, which is yung P over I times R. Ayun yung power, current, and resistor. Wala pa yung current, pero meron tayong resistor and meron din tayong power. Yung power natin is yung power rating at 1.0 watts for each resistor. So, I squared is equals to P over R or naka-squared na P and R. Since yung P natin is 1.0 and yung R natin is 1,400, i-divide lang natin sila, then kukunin yung square nun, and yung kakalabasan is 0.0267 amperes. So, na meron na tayong current and resistors. Yung voltage na lang ang kailangan nating hanapin. So, again, gagamitin ulit yung Ohm's law, VIR, and takpan lang natin yung V. Makuha natin is I times R. So, yung I is yung current, 0.0267 ampere multiply by R total, which is 2,892 ohms. And yung voltage yung makuha natin is 77.3 volts. And that is the maximum voltage na pwede nating apply across the whole network. Problem number 70. The capacitor shown in is connected to an 80.0 volts battery. Calculate the electric field everywhere between the capacitor plates. Find both the free charge on each capacitor plate and the induced charge on the faces of the glass, the electric plate. So, yung first step na gagawin natin is to calculate the capacitance. Since yung capacitors natin consist of two regions, which is yung air and glass, una natin kukunin is yung capacitance ng air. By using the formula, C air is equals to E0 capital A over small letter a. Yung A0 natin is epsilon 0, which is constant. Ito yung 8.85 times 10 raised to negative 12 farads. And yung capital A naman natin is yung air, which is 1.45 meter squared. While yung small letter A naman is yung 3.0 milli, or yung 3.00 times 10 raised to negative 3 milli. Yung answer will be 4.28 times 10 raised to negative 9 farads. And sa pagkuha naman ng capacitor ng glass, yung formula is yung K E0 A over B, which is yung K natin is yung glass 5.80 epsilon 0 being constant plus 8.85 times 10 raised to negative 12 farads. Yung air natin as 1.45 milli squared, and yung B as 2.00 times 10 raised to negative 3 milli. The answer will be 3.72 times 10 raised to negative 8 farads. After natin makuha yung capacitance ng air and the glass, the next is yung C total or yung total capacitance. Yung formula for total capacitance is 1 over C air plus 1 over C glass, which is 1 over 4.28 times 10 raised to negative 9 farads plus 1 over 3.72 times 10 raised to negative 8 farads. The C total will be 4.15 times 10 raised to negative 8 farads. After natin sila kunin, next naman is yung charge calculation. And ang kailangan lang for charge calculation is the C total times the voltage. C total being the 4.15 times 10 raised to negative 8 farads multiplied by 80.0 volts. The charge will be 3.32 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs. If charge yung hinahanap, the unit is always in coulombs. After that, kukunin naman natin yung electric field in air. Yung formula is electric field of air is equals to charge over capacitance of air and yung small a, which is 3.32 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs over 4.28 times 10 raised to negative 9 farads multiplied by 3.00 milli equals 2.59 times 10 raised to 5 volt per meters. Then yung electric field of glass naman, the formula is charge over glass times capacitance of glass, then yung P is equals to 3.32 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs over 580 multiplied by 3.72 times 10 raised to negative 8 multiplied by 2.00 milli. The answer will be 7.16 times 10 raised to 2 volt per meters. Since nakuha na natin yung charge and yung capacitor for each plates ng air and ng glass, yung last na kukunin natin is yung induced charge. And yung formula for induced charge is Q induced is equals to charge o multiply by 1 minus 1 over glass, which is equals to 3.32 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs multiply by 1 minus 1 over 5.80. And the answer will be 2.75 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs.
A small immersion heater can be used in a car to heat a cup of water for coffee or tea. If the heater can heat 120 ml of water from 25 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius in 7 minutes, A. Approximately how much current does it draw from the car's 12 volts battery? And B. What is its resistance? Assume that the manufacturer's claim of 85% efficiency. Now, kukunin muna natin yung given. Yung una is yung volume ng water, which is 120 ml. Then yung temperature change, which is 95 degrees Celsius tsaka 25 degrees Celsius. Tapos yung time, which is 7 minutes. And then yung voltage, which is 12 volts. Tapos yung efficiency, 85%. Then yung specific heat capacity of water, which is 4,186 joules per kilogram degree Celsius. Now ngayon, convert natin yung ml to kilogram, which is 0.120 kilogram of water. Then yung change in temperature naman is pag sa subtract ganun. 95 minus 25 is equal to 70% or 70 degrees Celsius. And then yung 7 minutes, convert natin siya sa to seconds, which is 420 seconds. Then yung 85% magiging siya 0.85 na lang sa ganyan. Yung first step natin is gamitin natin yung formula ng para makuha natin yung thermal energy required para sa natin. Gamitin natin yung formula na to para makuha natin yung output energy, which is distribute lang natin ng 0.120, then 4,186, then 70, and multiply, so you can get 35,167.2 joules. Ito yung thermal energy required ng ano natin, thermal energy. Sunod naman, kunin naman natin yung input energy, which is energy is equal to Q over efficiency. Distribute the given 35,167 over 0.85 efficiency. Now multiply, divide natin siya. 41,373.2 joules yung input energy natin. Then is the power formula to get the the given power, which is 41,373 divide by 420, which is equal to 98.5 watts for energy. Then we use this power formula and then rearrange it to solve for current. Yan. 98 watts, 0.5 over the volts, 12 volts is equal to 8.21 ampere. So this is yung current natin na hinahanap ko niya. Ayan, gagamit ulit tayo ng isa pang power formula and rearrange natin siya ulit para mag-solve for resistance. And squared over, then distribute 12 squared over 98.5 is equal to, ito 12 squared is equal to 144, copy, then divide is equal to 1.46 ohms. Okay, so this is yung resistance natin and yung current. An analog voltage signal can vary from 0 volts to 5.00 volts, and it is to be converted to an 8-bit binary representation. A. What voltage to be the nearest 0.01 would have a binary representation of 0111 0101. Then B. What binary number would best represent 3.47 volts? Ano natin gagawin is kunin muna natin yung mga given. Yung given niya, yung 0 is magiging B minimum, B min, then yung B max natin is yung 5.00 volts. Ayan. And then yung 8-bit, ayan, 8-bit is magiging ano siya, yung other value niya is 2 raised to 8. 2 raised to 8. Then yung 2 raised to 8 is equal to 256. And 256. Yung una natin gagawin is kunin muna natin yung step size. Step size is equal to B max minus B min over 2 raised to 8 minus 1. Then distribute the value 0 and over 1 over 2 255 na lang. Then yan na yan, i-divide mo siya, it is equal to 0.019661 volts per step. Ano siya, naka 5 decimal places lang siya, naka 5 decimal places. Na ngayon, sa unang tanong, A, what voltage to the nearest 0.1 would have a binary representation of 0111 0101. Ayan, para makuha natin to, yung binary is na to 0101, ito yan, convert muna natin siya to decimal. Para makuha natin siya in decimal, solve natin siya ganito. Meron siya kasi nasa base 2 to pag gantong decimal. 1 times 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1. Equal to 1. Then 0 times 2 raised to 1 is equal to 0. Sunod, 1 times 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4. 0 times 2 raised to 3 is equal to 0 pa rin. Yun yung 1. 1 times 2 raised to 4 is equal to 16. Yan. Ulit. 1 times 2 raised to 5 is equal to 32. Another one. 1 times 2 raised to 6 is equal to 64. Then 0. 0 times 2 raised to 7 is 0. Ngayon i-add mo lang siya lahat. 1 plus 4, 5, 16, 32, 64. Magiging ano siya, 177. So ang decimal natin is 177. Ngayon yung decimal na to is mo-multiply mo lang siya sa nakuha natin kanina. 0.01961 which is equal to 2.296 volts. Ayan, 296 volts. Ngayon na-round up mo lang siya para maging ano, sa nearest 0.01. Round up mo lang to 2.30 volts. So nasagot na natin yung sa A. Sa B na tayo. Sa B. Yung tanong sa B is ano, what binary number would best represent 3.47 volts? Para makuha to, yung 3.47 volts is i-divide mo lang siya sa dito, sa voltage na to. 0.01961. Equal, pagka-divide mo na to is equal to sa 176.9. So round up mo lang din. So magiging ano siya, 177. Ayun, gagawin natin tong binary, yung 177 na to. Ayun, 177 divided by 2 is equal to 88. Ngayon, dahil ano to, meron tong remainder, hindi siya ano. Pag dinivide mo siya sa 2, magkakaroon siya ng remainder na 1. Dito naman, divide mo ulit, 88 divided by 2 is equal to 44. Ngayon, ito ay wala na to siyang decimal, 0. Pero hindi divide mo siya sa 2. 44 divided by 2 is equal to 22. And over 2 ulit, divide by 2 ulit. Ito wala rin siyang decimal, 0 lang siya. Sunod, 22 divided by 2 is equal to 11. Divide 2 ulit siya. Ito wala to siyang decimal. Ito, 11 divided by 2 is 5. Over divided by 2 ulit. Ito meron siyang decimal na 1. Ito naman meron din 1. So 5 divided by 2 is equal to 2 over 2. Ito wala siyang decimal. Then 2 divided by 2, 1 is equal to 1. So, divided by 2 ulit. Ito meron to siyang decimal 1. Wala na, hindi na siya pwede. So ngayon kukunin natin itong mga decimal natin. 0, 1 is, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Hindi, 0 pa. 0, 1. So ito na yung ano natin, binary representation ng 3.47 volts in base 2. Ayan.